What's up YouTube, this is Joseph Perrin here at Perrin Power Sports, and today we're going to be looking at how to clean and rebuild your carburetor on your XR70 dirt bike. This video may also help you clean and rebuild your carburetors on your XR50 dirt bike, crf50 dirt bike, or crf70 dirt bike. So let's get right into the video. So the tools you're going to need for this project are needle nose pliers, a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a 10mm socket, ratchet, or wrench, a 7mm socket, ratchet, or wrench, an 8mm socket, ratchet, or wrench, and a toothbrush or wire brush. Alright, so your first step is going to be to remove your two 8mm bolts connected to your carburetor. So now that you've removed your two bolts, you're going to unscrew the throttle linkage from the top of the carburetor. So now that you've removed your throttle linkage, you're going to remove this screw using a Phillips head screwdriver. So the next step is going to be removing all the gas in your carburetor. After you've done that, you're going to loosen the two screws on the bottom of the carburetor. And there you go. That's what our carburetor looks like in the inside. So it definitely needs to be cleaned. So the first step to cleaning the inside of your carburetor is going to be to get a flathead screwdriver and unscrew your jets. Alright, so now that you've removed your jets, you're going to want to use needle nose pliers to remove your pin holding the float in. Once you've removed your pin, you're going to take off the float and the float needle. Now what you're going to want to do is clean this carburetor in your parts washer or shop sink. Okay, so I'm over at my parts washer, and you're going to want to start out by taking a wire brush or a toothbrush and cleaning out the inside of your bowl. A good idea when cleaning out the bowl of your carburetor is to use carb and choke cleaner to clean out the inside of your bowl and other parts of your carburetor. Next step is going to be to clean out the holes where your jets go. A good idea when doing this is to use your carb cleaner and to use compressed air. So what you're going to want to do now is make sure all the water is blown out of your carburetor. So the next step is going to be cleaning your jets. I suggest using carbon choke cleaner and compressed air. In some cases, you may not be able to clean your jets, so you'll need to go online and order a carb rebuild kit for your specific dirt bike. So now that you've cleaned the carburetor, the next step is going to be to reinstall all the parts. We're going to start out with the idle screw, and you're going to want to screw that in to the exact amount of turns you loosened it. Now that you've installed both your idle screws, the next step is going to be to install the jets. Now that you've installed both of your jets, the next step is going to be to install your floats and your float needle. So now that you've installed all the parts to the inside of the carburetor, you're going to want to take your float bowl and screw it onto the bottom of the carburetor. Now that you've completely reassembled your carburetor, you're ready to reinstall it to your dirt bike. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your spacer and reinstall it. Then you're going to take your two 8mm bolts and screw them in. Alright, so the next step is going to be to install a throttle sleeve into your carburetor. Now the last step is going to be to install your fuel line, and then you're ready to take this bike back out on the trails. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video helped you, please consider liking and subscribing for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.